name is Starett. I'm assistant professor here at Seton Hall University, and I teach the 3D in the fine art and digital art programs. I teach Intro to 3D Computer Graphics. I teach a course called Digital Workflows, where we use the computer and go in and out. And then I teach sculpture.
How long have you been working with Maya?
It was being utilized in the Intro to 3D Computer Graphics class, so I basically learned it to teach it. So Maya was being utilized in the Intro to 3D Computer Graphics class, and I found out that I would be teaching that, and so I started learning Maya for the purpose of teaching it. So it's another 3D modeling application. It has deep roots in animation, so it's used a lot in animation, in game design. My personal background in 3D is in a more engineering industrial design context, and so I do a lot of products and objects that are then digitally fabricated or like produced by 3D printers or CNC mills or some other way that they come out of the computer, where Maya is primarily designed for creating 3D assets that are used in games or animation. And so it can have products, objects that come out, and I like to kind of push it and allow that to happen as well. But its primary focus is in those realms.
Do you teach any other areas with Maya?
Some of my students will model in Maya, and I think Maya, if you kind of take a look at 3D modeling as a basic practice, there's two kind of different approaches that modelers take, and one of them is spline and surface-based modeling, and that's using curves and surfaces to create objects, and the other is polygons and kind of sculpting. And so Maya works more in polygons, so you start with a shape and then you kind of sculpt that to become something rather than drawing outlines that then you create surfaces as skins, if that makes sense. And so you can model in Maya if you like that workflow. And so a lot of my students who have taken the class in Intro to 3D Computer Graphics will then utilize Maya in my Digital Workflows class, where they're making objects that become tangible artifacts, or something that then is 3D printed or sliced up and then laser cut and then put back together. And so it depends on how they like to model. But I do teach other 3D applications and other 3D modeling geometries and like different formats in my different classes. So depending on what the student project is, then they choose the most appropriate way to make the object, and I think that's important to know too, like what software is best for what applications. But Maya is a good one. I like to, now that I know more than one 3D application, I'll try out. If I have an idea for a project, I'll try it in Maya, I'll try it in Rhino 3D, which is another one that I use, and I'll try it in Fusion 360 and see which one gives me the best results for the object that I'm making. And so I think that they all have their benefits, and you kind of have to figure out why you would use one over the other.
Speaking of making new projects, we heard that you're going to be on the board of the 2019 SIGRAPH.
Yes, I'm actually on the conference planning committee for 2019. The conference will be, it's SIGRAPH, which is the special interest group for computer graphics and interactive techniques, which is kind of housed under a parent organization, the ACM, which is the Association for Computing Machinery. And so SIGRAPH is a huge SIG, that's what they call the special interest groups, and they usually draw about 15 to 20 to 30, in the past, in their heyday, it was about 30,000 attendees at the conferences, so they're quite big. They draw from the animation, gaming industries, special effects, and VFX industries, and some graphics, but it's the interactive techniques that are kind of the main focus. But I'm going to be the Emerging Technologies chair. There's a venue called Emerging Technologies where everybody submits their new hot tech to the conference, and then it's displayed in installations or kind of like setups, and people can demo stuff there. So it's kind of more tech focused. So I will be doing that. As I'm on the committee now, so we've already started our meetings, and this year SIGGRAPH will be in Vancouver, so I'm hoping that a few students will get there.
And how would you say that Maya is integrated into SIGGRAPH?
Maya is definitely an industry standard in many different industries, and so I mean, Autodesk has a presence there. There are a lot of, there's an exhibition where all of the larger companies have demos and displays and promote their software, and their Autodesk is always there with Maya, kind of touting its new great capabilities. And there's different courses at SIGRAPH, so you can go to a course. Some of them are hands-on in like a computer classroom setting, and we oftentimes have a Maya class or something run there, though not always. It depends on, all the content comes in through a jury system, so everybody submits their proposals, and there's a group of industry experts and academics who look at the content and decide what goes into the conference that year based on what is submitted. And so there'll be courses or different talks. A lot of the different industries talk about how they use software in their actual projects, so it's really great to see how different production communities and different game companies use the software in real world applications. So like, you might see a movie that came out and then go see how it was made, and then learn that you have also used some of the software that they used to make the movie, which is pretty cool.
Wow, that's amazing. So I was wondering if there's any SIGRAPH projects that you're working on now that you are allowed to legally tell us.
What am I working on now? Right now I'm reviewing. I had 35 submissions come to me. So there's 7 people that review each submission, and we provide feedback for it. So we're in the jurying process right now for the conference. In 2 weeks, I think the 10th or 12th of April, I'll be going to Chicago to be part of the unified jury, where a group of people get together to discuss the end decisions about what gets accepted into the conference, and that's where we are right now. There's also an art side to SIGRAPH, and there's 2 programs that focus on art specifically. There's the art gallery and the art papers. And I submitted, though I can't say anything about it right now, I submitted an art paper, and hopefully, if all goes well, it will be part of that venue too. So that's kind of exciting to be, not only part of the planning, but also part of the contributing to SIGRAPH in the community. So, yeah.
Wow, that's really exciting. Thank you for your time, and that'll be all.